What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the second day of June, and here we are, sitting at about $69.1 thousand with roughly 11 hours left in the day. Moving down, we're down 3% on the day after yesterday's drop of about 3%. Two 3% days in a row. That's actually kind of fast pace for Bitcoin here compared to what we've seen over the recent months. And I do believe that this downward sloping move here is coming to an end. We actually have broken out of our downward sloping trend here to the downside. You had a little bit of volume come in yesterday, and then we're breaking out officially today, but there's not as much volume. We still have 11 hours left. We'll see how much volume comes in. I'm assuming that by the end of the day, we'll likely see Bitcoin back up here around 71.4K, and I think that we are on a path that should take us somewhere in proximity to 74K, 76K, somewhere in this kind of area here. Likely it'll break us out of the top side of this range. Just as we've broken out of the bottom side, I think we might come up and break out of the top side perhaps in the middle of the month. I do suspect that June will close red overall. I do suspect that we will continue to drop after that, but that's kind of the game plan, the forecast, the expectations that I have in my head. That can change at any point in time. We look at our fibs here on the daily time frame from a low to a high, and we have gone below the golden ratio. Now, typically, you look to find support here on your first attempt, right? This is our very first attempt from the high to the low. This is our first attempt. I did get a little bit bullish last night. I posted on X that I was going long here, but I cut that long at 70K, so I mean we didn't even take a 5% loss there, just very, very minimal loss. I think it's very important to have tight stop losses. Like you shouldn't be going long here if you expect the price to go down here. Like why would you do that? Why not go long here and expect the price to go up, and if you're wrong, just reevaluate, reassess, go long here, and if you're wrong again, reevaluate, reassess, go long here. And if you're wrong again, maybe take a break. And I think anytime that you're wrong, it's just an opportunity to be right at a different level, right? And then as long as you preserve your capital, you're able to stay in the game. That's really the name of the game here. But anyways, whole different topic for a whole different conversation. Here, to me, it seems as though we're going to go down to the 786, 886. That's somewhere around about $68.5 thousand, 68.5 to perhaps somewhere as low as 66.8. So something in that range will likely be where we go. We can bounce at any single point in time. I mean, we could bounce here. Maybe we come back up to the golden ratio at 71.3, 71.2, and then we come down here, right? It doesn't even have to be today that we go down here, but damn it, if we're not very, very close, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had one kind of quick wick down, something in this area of about 68.5, right? 68.4 to 66.8K, somewhere in that range, and then we move up from there. So that will be where I'm looking to re-enter a long position, and if we don't get there, if we pump up beforehand, well, then I can always go short up here. It's really not this kind of antsy, need to make a move environment. Just wait for the right opportunity to come. You know what I mean? Anyways, looking at this through a different lens with a different fib from the overall low, the low that we had back at the beginning of February to that same high, the golden ratio here is at about 67.8K, which is still right in that range of that first that first fib that we had, right? The 786, 886. The 786 is here, the 886 is here. That little circle within this golden range here, that's definitely a suitable target area, something that is right around 68 or just below, or I'm sorry, just below 68K. That really seems appropriate there. Let's look at the short-term stuff. 1 hour time frame here. As we're moving down, we can see that this move is coming to an end. Absolutely we can, right? Because as you're moving down, volume's picking up. The initial break of this range here, volume's picking up, boom. So that confirms that it is a downward sloping move, and we probably have more to go. Which realistically, I probably should have thought about that back over here. But anyways, we're moving lower. I want to say, where did I go long? I went long like here. It was after this candle. It got me excited. That's what it was, man. That's what it was. But anyways, we had really, really tight stop loss. Anyways, right down here, volume's picking up again, but it's decreasing overall. So the move is persisting. Volume's picking up. There's still interest in selling. We're still moving down. But we're waning a little bit. It's a little bit weaker. You can see here this was a stronger move than what we have here. It's a little bit less of a strong move. The slope here is more intense. The slope here is less intense. It's waning, right? And that's a sign that we are coming probably to the end of things. If we look at this on a 4-hour time frame, you can see here in the respect of this move. I don't know, in the in the spirit of this move, I don't know what word to use here. From a high to a low, if we put this at this kind of a relative high where this move started to the low, we're basically right there, right? It's a symmetrical move, very symmetrical movement. That's pretty common with Bitcoin. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised here. Let's see if we take it all the way up to this high, put it at that high there. I mean, look at that. The low is right there. This move, high to low, right here. It's the same as this move, high to low is the same as this move. It's and maybe if you were to take this to this high instead, I mean, we've already kind of seen that symmetry come into play. This could, again, we could bounce at any single point in time. The fact that we have targets down at 68K and lower does not mean that we have to go there. It is just something that we will address nonetheless. And then, of course, going back to the daily time frame, you know, you take this low here to this high, we bounced off the 786, the blue line. We take this high to low, we found resistance right here, right? When we pumped up, we had a very nice pump that next day, and we found resistance at the 786. We actually found it twice at the 786. 786 resistance, 786 support. From a low to a high, we bounced off the golden ratio there, which again, we're already below the golden ratio here. From a low to a high here, bounced right off the 786. We've shown a lot of respect on that 786. Can we, from this low to this high, tip tap that 786 right there? I think it's possible. But again, we don't have to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with finding support here. What I would think is if we found support here, we'd probably go up to the 618, the golden ratio, about just above 71K, and we'd probably come back down. And then we start to move up. Maybe. Get some bullish divergence going on, something like that. I could see that happening. It's possible. Either one of those outcomes, right? Either we go right down here right now, today, tomorrow, sometime very soon, or we come back up, we find resistance, a little standard volatility before making that final onslaught to the downside. And then either way, I would expect again that we move up to this 74, 76K area. That's the expectation. I feel like I could end the video there. I feel like that's more than enough and more than enough detail. But let's see. 1 hour time frame. You do have some bullish divergence here. Higher lows, maybe. It's not confirmed until we have a green candle close. MACD was showing bullish divergence. This was another reason I got bullish right here. We had some bullish divergence there, but then you started to build. Man, this 1 hour has been deceitful with its MACD. Started to build here. And to be fair, you actually do have, don't you have a little, no, you don't have bullish divergence there right now. The stochastics are oversold, the RSI is oversold, bullish divergence on the RSI, waning of volume on the 1 hour. I don't know. We really could bounce right here, guys. The 4 hour time frame, 3 hours left. If this 4 hour can come up and close green, we actually will have a double bottom in the RSI, and that is a form of bullish divergence in itself. So be aware of that. You know, closing this candle green could be the signal that we're looking for to send the price higher. Even if we move lower right now, again, we could wick down to 68K and then come back up all within the next 3 hours, and that'd be a very good bottom signal there. Looking at the MACD here, building some bearish momentum. You've got a pretty deep histogram, some of the deepest that we've seen actually. So I suspect that we're right in this bottoming territory. We should be moving up soon. Everybody's waking up right now. Everybody's waking up, and the price being down like this, it typically generates a little fear and panic. So I think we're getting that wakey, panic, shaky. That's probably what's happening. But I've told you guys my game plan, what I think, where the price is going to go, what our possible outcomes are, at least the most likely outcomes. Anything's possible, but those are just the most likely outcomes in my opinion. I don't have anything else to say. Good luck, everybody. Have a good day, and hit that like button. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.